y'all, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to make these really cute ornaments, sort of like the ones that one of my Facebook group members Shayna made not too long ago using fabric, Mod Podge, and clear ornaments. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to make them. Alright y'all, let's get started. So first off, what you're going to need is some of this decorative nautical rope from the Dollar Tree. Any kind of ribbon that you want to use. I got this from Joann's. A clear plastic ornament. You can get these at Dollar Tree, or this specific one came from Walmart. You're also going to need fabric in whatever color you want. You're going to need some Mod Podge and a paintbrush. So what I did is you just take your plastic ornament and you just lay it down on your fabric, and then take your scissors and just cut out the design that you want. As you can see, about a ½ inch around the ornament. And then there is your little piece. You're going to need 2 pieces for one ornament. So then what you do is just take your ornament, and we're going to pop the top. And take a little bit of Mod Podge and put on there with your paintbrush. And I hold it like this with my thumb in the opening there. Just brush your Mod Podge all over it. Just like this. And then take your little circle of fabric and, oh, I lost my scissors earlier. Now there's both pair. Just take it and lay it down on your ornament like that, and try to decide where you want the design to be. And now what you're going to do is just take your fingers and smooth it down. You see how the Mod Podge is coming through the fabric? Don't worry about that. That's kind of what you want. That's going to help to hold it in place. Just smooth it down. Now with all of these rough edges sticking up here, don't worry about that, because here in a second we're going to take our scissors and we're just going to go around the edge and trim it to make it smooth. Okay, just keep working your fabric around your ornament like this. And now with all of this excess sticking out over here, I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim it. I'm going to show you about how far I'm trimming it here in a second. Now the rope is going to go around it, and that's going to hide like any little rough edges that we have. But when you're cutting your fabric, you want to cut it to where the edge is kind of meeting this seam that goes down the side and around the ornament, okay? I think that looks okay. Now what I'm going to do is just go back with a little bit more Mod Podge and just stick it down like that. Put a little bit more on here. Just kind of work it under that fabric like this. Just like that. All right, now that you have that kind of sort of smoothed down, we're going to go back over the top with a little bit more Mod Podge. I make a mess with Mod Podge. I don't care. I like to get messy when I craft. When I craft, I'm kind of like Julia Child is when she cooks. You know, she got it everywhere. I want to get it everywhere too. It's okay. I don't care. I think that's part of the fun part of crafting. All right, so now we're going to smooth this down. And like I said, you know, don't worry about these rough edges that are coming up here. Because here in a little bit, once this side dries, you can just trim off the excess with scissors, an X-Acto knife, a razor blade, whatever you have. Alrighty, so I'm going to lay this little darling down over here, and I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side so that we have a double-sided ornament. So, I'll be back in just a few minutes. Alrighty, so my first side has dried, and now I'm putting on the second side. And I'm just smoothing it down with my fingers like I did on that side. And as you can see, you can get like a tiny little bit of little ripples right here. Don't worry about those, because that's what the rope is for. We're going to cover it up with the rope. Or you can take your brush here and like put just a little bit of Mod Podge there and just kind of smooth it down. Now what you want to do is look at your ornament here, and like this is kind of like the center line going down the side here. You want to look and see how that fabric is kind of overlapping. We don't want that, because it ain't going to look good. So I'm just going to take my scissors, just kind of judge kind of where that center line is. It's hard to hold it and do this kind of on camera. I like to hold things down in my lap so I can stare at it like straight down. So you'll just cut that off. There we go. And I'll just go see how that kind of overlaps right there on that side. So just gonna trim it a little bit with my scissors and then go back and smooth all of that down just like this. I'm gonna just take like more Mod Podge and put on my finger and just kind of smooth it down just the best that I can. Like I said, this ain't gonna be perfect, hence the rope. Just kind of smooth it down the best that you can. See, and then this is what it looks like on both sides. I may trim just a little bit off the bottom here. Yeah. All right. So now that we've trimmed that, I'm going to put just a little bit more Mod Podge on there, smooth it down, and then set it down and let it dry. I'll be back in just a minute. All right, I think for the most part that this is dry. As you can see, this is what the edge looks like. See, it's just a little bit rough. You know, of course you can use like tissue paper to do this with, and then, you know, your edges wouldn't be quite as rough as it is with the fabric, but it's just a little bit. It doesn't bother me. All right, so now what we need to do is, let's find the cap. I want to say the lid on that cap here. Owie, with our little hanger on it, and stick it back on there. I'm just trying to work it around that little piece of fabric. All right, I think all of the little prongs are in place. Now I'm going to turn mine to where the little hanger, you can see it goes this way. And then I'm just going to use my fingers and like press down on all the little doohickeys here to snug it down. Now let's decide which side that we want to be the front. I don't know. I guess this will be the front, I reckon. It don't much matter. All right, let us open up this rope here. I should have already had this opened. I'm a terrible human. All right, is my glue gun hot? I hope it is. I'm just going to cut this little piece of tape off the end here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this top part here. So let's go to the back. Flip it over to the back. And you're going to get your hot glue gun tangled up with your heat gun. There you go. All right, now right here I'm just going to put a little blob of glue and put this rope right there. Now I'm going to wrap it around the top. And I'm going to put another little blob of glue right over here just to kind of help to hold it in place. Now you can use like the thinner, let's see, like this twine stuff here. You can use that if you want to. I just have a whole bunch of this thick rope here, and to me, that's just the look that I'm going for. But you know, you use whatever you have on hand. And now we're going to put a blob of glue right there. All right. Now, a lot of times, like when you're making stuff with this type of rope, you can cut it at an angle, and it'll help it to lay a little bit flatter. This kind of rope, I mean, I know it's from the Dollar Tree, but you know, it does have a tendency to unravel a whole lot when you cut it. So, you know, you just do the best that you can. I'm just going to cut mine just like that, and then I'll come back here in a little bit and I'll really work that end down with a bit of hot glue. All right. So now we're going to put some rope around the edge. Oh, look at that piece right there. Get off of there. All right. So now I'm going to start up here at the top, and we're going to put another blob of glue. And now what we're going to do with this rope here, just kind of put the end kind of flush right there with where you wrapped it around here. And we're just going to go around the edge. And this kind of makes it look like it has a frame around your image. And it also covers up the edge. See? No more edge. Oh no, I just glued that down with a piece of tape on it. You know what? Because I wasn't paying attention. But anyway, I'll go back and cut that tape off later. It's okay. Just go around the edge. A lot of people say, how do you make this stuff look so easy and perfect? Well, I mean, a lot of it is easy, but I'm far from perfect. So instead of cutting out that little mistake right there, I'm going to leave it in just so that y'all can see it. I'm just going to go back with just something that I have laying over here and get off that little blob of hot glue that I had right there. And this is pretty easy, just going all the way around the edge with your hot glue. I'm not going to cut the film here. I'm just going to keep on rolling. All right, so go all the way over here to the other edge, just carefully holding this rope on here. Now, with our ribbon, you're just going to tie a little bow, just like this, and you're going to get moss stuck all over the bottom of it. I have like 4 projects going on over here, y'all. You're just going to tie a little bow and glue it right there to the top. Now, I do have a handful of videos showing you how I tie bows, and the one that I used to tie this one, I'm going to link to it right up here. You should get a little card popping up any second that has the link to that video in it. If not, just search through my channel, and I'll try to pin a comment down below showing you the video of how you can make that bow. I just pulled that glue off. Yeah, dang dong. Don't do that. All right, let's get this rope out of the way. And I'm just going to set this here and let that set up. Now, with this twine, you can use ribbon, whatever you want to use. I'm just going to cut a length of it. And then let's tie it on the end here. I'm just going to tie this into a loop, okay? Because this is what I'm going to use for my hanger, like this. Then just take one end and feed it through this loop, and then just put that end through the loop. Let's see, it's a little bit, it's a little bit longer than what I wanted. So I'm just going to tie another knot. Let's see. Oh, that looks better. All right. So now we're just going to cut that here. All right, like I said, I need to go back and take this little piece of tape off, but we'll do that later. All right, so all of this is pretty much stuck down, and here is the bow. I'm just going to put that right there. I wasn't going to put anything on there, and the more I looked at it, I'm like, you know what, it needs a little something something. Y'all know how I like adding extra things to make little extra something somethings. I do it in a bunch of my videos. All right, so let's get this bow stuck right there. Is there any extra glue I need to take off? Yeah, right there. I've done this so many times. I don't think I have fingerprints anymore, y'all. I really don't. All right, that looks good to me. And then I'll go back and I'm going to take my scissors and just trim off these little edges here and stick them down with some more glue to make them all nice and flush. But that is basically it. There is the little ornaments. How cute is that? And there's so many cute Christmas fabrics out there. You know, there's tons of different ones that you can make. So there they are. I got a bunch that I need to make. I hope that you like this one. If you would, please give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media. The links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye-bye.